I bet you'd like to know more about Zeal's amazing Optimum Polarized Automatic Plus lenses. I mean, why else would you have clicked this video? Hello and welcome, I'm Eyeglass Tyler, although this time of year, Snow Goggle Tyler, because this is my favorite time of year and I'm very excited. Right now we're going to be talking about Zeal's Optimum Polarized Automatic Plus. That is such a mouthful. I'm just going to be using Auto Plus from now on. That's actually the way they refer to it in shorthand, but that's the lens that I'm talking about, that lens category. And it is their most advanced lens technology yet. It's very exciting to get to share this with you, so stick around. I think the best way to cover this is to start with the lens color options along with their VLT values, and then I'll talk about what performance you can expect out of these lenses. So by the end of this video, you'll have all that you need to know about the Auto Plus lenses, and without further ado, let's get started. All right, so before we get into this, I do want to clarify the scope because there are actually three categories of lenses from Zeal. There is Optimum, there's Optimum Polarized, and then there is Auto Plus, which is kind of the combination of everything and then some. So the three categories, all of which offer blue light filtration, all of which, of course, 100% UV protected, a really good hard coat, and a fantastic anti-fog coating, which technically isn't a coating. I'll get more into that a little bit later. And then they all have color filtration and color control. Even their intro lens, the Optimum lenses, still have that really good color filtration and color control, which is unique because there are other brands that offer their base lenses without that technology. And all of their polarized options have a polar efficiency of 95%, which is pretty impressive. Okay, let's talk about the Auto Plus collection. So with the Auto Plus lens color options, you have three colors available. You have YB, GB, and RB. And all of these are photochromic because that's the auto part. They are light reactive, but the way Zeal does photochromic here is different from others. It's not a laminate. It's actually that the photo technology, the photochromic technology is embedded in the lens itself. So you have a much better quality and a much lesser chance of any kind of degradation over time. So it's going to last you a long time and it's going to be reliable. It's going to work really well for as long as you have them. Now let's talk about the different lens colors. You have YB, which stands for yellow base. When this is activated, it goes to a deep persimmon tint. And even though when I get into the VLT here in just a moment, you might not know it because of the color. It's a very high contrast in the way that it boosts color. So it's actually a pretty decent lens and the best of these three, despite the VLT range for nighttime use. And the VLT range is 33 to 17%. And so when it's non-activated, 33% of light gets through. When it's activated, only 17% of light gets through. Now with the Auto GB, the gray base, that's it. It has a gray base, but when it's activated, it gets to a deep rose tint. So it's going to really help boosting all of that contrast, give you really good color perception and color control. And this is really good for bright light conditions with a VLT range of 38 to 18%. And now the last but not least is the RB, and that stands for rose base. And when activated, this gets to a deep rose tint. So it goes from a lighter rose tint to a deep rose tint. And this is going to be really good for that mid-range, cloudy to average daytime conditions. And with a VLT of 38 to 20%, you have a really good lens for that range. And it gives you kind of a warmer feel. For those of you who like a rose tint, this is the way to go. Hey, if you're liking this content, but maybe you still have some questions, perhaps about Zeal snow goggles, or maybe you have some prescription needs, which, by the way, all Zeal goggles we can do prescription in. Make sure that you reach out to us. We have expert SportRx opticians who are just eagerly awaiting to hear from you and want to help you out. And for even more snow goggle reviews, prescription snow content, check out the videos and blogs. We'll put a link in the description below. All right, let's talk about performance, what you can expect out of these lenses. I'll be repeating a little bit of what I said in the beginning that all of these things share, but I'll go into a little more detail. Now, these are all photochromic lenses, like I've mentioned, so they are light reactive, which means in brighter conditions, they will get darker. In lower light conditions, they will clear up. And they are also going to be affected by UV exposure. Now, they have a really fantastic, like I mentioned earlier, anti-fog solution here, and they call it Everclear. And what I said earlier about how it's not a coating, technically it isn't a coating because the anti-fog functionality is a part of the lens. The lens manufacturing, and it's not a coating sprayed onto it. It's actually built into the lens. So if you ever have any kind of stress about ruining the anti-fog coating that you've experienced on past goggles, and I'm talking about getting them wet, wiping them when they're wet, just issues like that, ruining other anti-fog coatings, you don't have to worry about that here, which is really exciting. So you can use your typical lens spray solution. You can use a mild soap and water to clean off the back of this lens, as long as it's a clean microfiber cloth. You don't want to scratch them, but it performs a lot better in that regard. So that is really exciting. They have what they call their PermaShield hard coat. That's just a good scratch coat, really good hard coat that's going to keep them from scratching the front side. Their mirror coatings stay free and clear of scratches under normal wear and tear. Of course, nothing is scratch proof. Keep that in the back of your mind. They also all have a hydrophobic and oleophobic coating. That means that they are water resistant, oil resistant, so smudge resistant. The water is going to bead up and it's going to fall off that lens, which is nice in the snow because that's just frozen water, right? So one thing that is awesome about the Auto Plus lenses is that they all block HEV light, actually 95% of HEV light, not just blue light filtration. This blocks 95%, all three of these lenses, of HEV harmful blue light transmission. It also blocks, of course, 100% UVA B and C light transmission, as well as boosting color, boosting contrast. So it's going to make it easier to read the snow. It's going to make it easier to read the terrain. Flat light is enhanced, just everything that you really do want and need out of a great snow lens technology. You got an Auto Plus. And don't forget, 2-year warranty. So you really can't lose here. So that pretty well covers it. That is everything that you need to know about Zeal's Auto Plus lens lineup. I hope all your questions were answered and now you have a better idea of what is right for you. By the way, if you feel like I missed anything, leave a comment down below. We will get back to you. We love hearing from you. And also, if you decide to buy from SportRx, thanks to our See Better guarantee, you never have to worry about getting something that isn't right or doesn't work for you. You have as long as 45 days with them to figure it out. You just reach out to us. We take care of you no matter what that means on our end. And also, like I mentioned, we have opticians who would love to help you get it right the first time. So reach out to us. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting or valuable information. If so, throw us a like because it means a lot to us. You can check out relevant videos here, and also we have great content on our social media outlets, and I would encourage you to check us out there as well. We are at SportRx.